Hello everyone. I didn't really record anything yesterday because yesterday all I had was a webinar that, to be honest, really confused me. And I'm coming at you humbled by saying that because I usually no one likes admitting when they don't know something or they can't comprehend something. And the webinar was on HRAs, or health reimbursement arrangements. That deals more with group health coverage, group health insurance. And it's a new setup that took effect as of January 1st, 2020. I have never done one, obviously. I don't really do much group business because it's much more difficult. There's so many more laws, as well as the timeline for actually getting a sale is like tenfold. I mean, you could be in conversations with the business for a year and still nothing comes to fruition. But that webinar is very confusing. It talked about everything HRAs. It went more in depth. It was the 201 seminar instead of 101 because I already attended the 101 and that didn't make sense either. So I won't be doing HRAs probably that much. But other than that, yesterday I really didn't do much that was noteworthy. I worked on my website for about 6 hours total throughout the whole day, and I mean, there's nothing really to show you guys there. It's just a lot of finding images, resizing images, linking different pages of the website to make sure it looks right, changing the font color, changing the font size, boring stuff. So I threw on a movie, grabbed a beer, and just really hunkered down on that. So that's all. That's a recap of yesterday. Now today is the 17th. It's my birthday, so that's exciting. But I purposefully didn't really schedule anything today. I had my Centers for Chapter meeting, of course, this morning. Then I had a one-to-one with a lady. She's a yoga instructor, actually. Had a one-to-one with her immediately following my Centers for Chapter, but we had one hell of a time trying to find somewhere to meet because apparently all Starbucks lobbies are closed from the coronavirus, and then the Do Space is closed, which I think is a public library, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm paying for that with my tax dollars, and it's still closed to the public, so that's kind of frustrating. But we eventually just ended up meeting outside in Exarban. The weather was nice. We figured why not enjoy one of the last few good weather days that we have for this year. My one-to-one with her took a very big turn. I'm not too surprised because I always talk politics, really. But we ended up talking a lot of politics and talking some crap on our generation, quite honestly, with a lot in regards to a lot of just mindsets that people have, unfortunately. But there was a lot of positives that came out of it. I also shared my holistic membership plan with her. She thought it was interesting. She thought there was a need for it. What else? I gave her some networking tips. I told her why I love Centersphere and why I think that networking group is monumentally impactful for a small business like mine and hers. So I invited her to our chapter. She can't come next week, but the week after she said that she should be able to come. So that's pretty good. Other than that, I don't really have anything going on today. I'm about to work out right now and then probably just jump on the computer and continue working on my website some more. I really want to get it completed, obviously, before annual election period and open enrollment. That should definitely be doable because those are still about a month away from the start of one of them, and then about a month and a half away from the start of the other. So nothing too exciting. I will update you guys though if anything else comes up. I'm sure it will. Well, that didn't take too long. I just got a referral from a CPA. I think she's a licensed, or no, she used to be a CPA, but she no longer is because she's been in the industry so long. Everyone just knows that she's trustworthy and knows what she's doing, I guess. But she is somebody that I met through networking. Actually, I think I met her through one of the chambers in town. But I met her a long time ago, like a year and a half ago, guys. And I haven't really spoke to her in about a year. And she just connected me to someone who is, her and her husband are 60 years old, and they retired early, which is awesome, but now they don't have health insurance. So they're in this weird little frustrating gap, just kind of a limbo period, waiting until Medicare kickstarts for them in 5 years. So I sent them my form, and hopefully they'll get that back to me here shortly, and I can I can shop around for some quotes for them, and then send them an official quote, a couple official quotes later this evening. So it's a little after 2 o'clock, and I'm about to just start my workout here. So I will touch base with you guys after. What's up, vlog? I didn't end up doing anything else really that was noteworthy last night. Because it was my birthday, I just hung out with my girlfriend. She made me dinner. She made us dinner. And then I still just kind of worked for most of the night. It wasn't tough work. It wasn't difficult work. It was mindless work. I was printing out tons and tons and tons of stuff for my Clever RX flyers that I'm going to be mailing out to all the pharmacies in Nebraska, Kansas, and eventually Iowa, I think. I'm just starting with Nebraska and Kansas, if I remember right. But in total, that equals 220 pharmacies. So I have to print out 220 of the letters and then 220 of the actual flyers that I'm going to be sending out to the pharmacies. But the letters are the tough part, because I have to, after I print one, I go back and I change the address lines to the next address that I'm going to be sending. And then once I get done with like all of one type of pharmacy, then I'll also switch the name. So instead of like Walgreens, I'll switch it to Walmart Pharmacy or whatever. So that's how I wrapped up my birthday. And now today is the 18th, and let me pull up my schedule here because I haven't really done much. Let me see what I've done. So I started the day off by doing some yoga and a small workout. And then I spent way longer than I should have trying to find rubber bands. So I'll show you here why I need rubber bands. Because in the envelopes, I am sending 2 stacks of 10 cards, so 20 cards total, to all the pharmacies. I need these particularly small rubber bands so it doesn't make the envelope even thicker than it already is, so then I don't have to pay more, and then it doesn't weigh more, then I have to pay more. So I went to 4 different places. I went to Family Fair, then Family Fair had no rubber bands anywhere in the store. Hy-Vee had some, but they were colorful, like childish rubber bands, so I didn't want those. So then I went to Walgreens right next door to Hy-Vee, and they had, oh, it's over on the counter, they had this big bag for like $6, and then it turns out, though, they didn't really have the size I needed. So I checked one, I bought that bag just in case, because I figured, well, I don't want to stop anywhere else, and it's the best of the worst, I guess. So I was going to just be okay with getting bad rubber bands. But then on my way home, I stopped at Supermercado, of all places, right off the Leavenworth exit on the interstate, and they had the exact rubber bands that I needed. They shout out to Simply Done Rubber Bands. They make the perfect ones for if you're trying to mail a stack of business cards. So then I came home and started stuffing envelopes, checked my email and some text, finished responding to people who wished me a happy birthday. I was overwhelmed with joy. Even the ex-mayor of Omaha wished me a happy birthday, so that was pretty cool. I felt kind of special there. But his autocorrect changed my name to Colin. So I said, thank you, but I'm sorry to hear that you think I'm an ass. So I'm still awaiting his response to that. But I'm gonna get back to stuffing some more envelopes here. It's not hard work, it's just very tedious and boring, so I've just been throwing on movies and TV shows and documentaries on in the background. But that's going to be all you're going to hear from me today, because it's currently just after 4, and I'm just going to do this until my girlfriend gets home, and then eat with her, and then we're going to go grocery shopping for our apartment warming party that we're having this weekend. It's doubling as my birthday party, I guess. So we're going to be getting some appetizers and some more drinks, and we also need food for ourselves. So we'll be doing that, and you don't want to see that, and you don't care about that. So I'm just going to say goodbye right here. So thank you for tuning in. This episode took place over the span of 3 days, and that's kind of different than what I've been doing. but there just hasn't been much content over the last couple days. So I figured I'd wrap them all into one for you. With that, I'm going to shut my mouth. Actually, please like and subscribe. There you go. I'm done now. I promise. See ya.